Yo, so I'm in my car right now and wanted to make a video on how to make a brand that literally sells itself. So, have you ever experienced or seen people who have started a brand or a product that literally just sells itself? There's hardly any marketing, and it just seemingly, people just seem to flock to the shelves, digital or physical stores, and just buy said product. So, this is called product market fit, and I want to give you some pointers as to how you can achieve a magnetic brand in 2025 with whatever you're starting. So I'm going to give the example of our brand Apex series. So we started Apex with the sole goal of solving a specific problem for a specific person. Now, I have a core background in mountain biking, so I'm very well versed in the products that are already available in the space. So it made sense to go into that market. Now, granted, it's not the biggest market on the planet, but you don't need a massive audience and millions of people in a market to make a brand super successful. And there's already, dozens of other brands within this market selling the same product, which was a mountain bike goggle. And there's some really good products out there, and there's some average products out there. And all of them, most of them from my perspective, seem to be selling okay. Some obviously are taking the market share and performing better than others. But what we didn't see in the market was something that solved the problem, which was changing lenses. And this was like our differentiator. So when you're putting your offer together for a brand, there's no point in just launching a brand and being the same as everyone else. We need to differentiate ourselves in some way, shape, or form. Like, what is unique about our product and what's going to make people shift from another brand to your brand or product? Or equally, if it's a new product in a market that's never been created before, how do you create demand for it and how do you get people to know about it and then buy it? Well, what I did was I scratched my own itch. So this is a term I found in a book called The 4-Hour Workweek, a real famous book. If you've not read it, go and check it out. But Tim Ferriss, the author, talks about scratching your own itch. And in there, he's literally talking about creating a brand and solving a problem for yourself, because he thinks that solving a problem for yourself is obviously a guaranteed market of one, yourself, and there's obviously going to be other people who are also struggling with this same thing. Now, in the mountain bike space, goggles specifically, I believed that changing lenses was an absolute pain in the arse. Like, if you're in mountain biking or skiing, snowboarding, a lot of skiing and snowboard brands have the magnetic lenses, but hardly anybody within mountain biking or motocross have this unique mechanism. So we thought, let's launch a product with a magnetic lens system on it, so people can change their lenses in literally seconds rather than minutes. So that was our differentiator. That was how we were going to stand out. As well as that, we wanted to stand out through having a premium product at a fair price. That was also a selling point for us, big selling point. And when it comes to making a magnetic brand, we need that offer. But then what we need to do is we need to get it in the hands of people, right? Which sounds really obvious. But we started some social media accounts and started sharing what we were up to, and basically we're on social media saying, hey, look at us over here. We've got a new pair of goggles, new product, new brand. Come check us out. Come follow us. Come check out our YouTube videos. And, sales started rolling in very slowly. But like with anything, when you're trying to get a new brand off the ground, the initial stages are like treading water, trudging through peanut butter. Even when you launch into an existing audience of like my own, I had a big audience that we launched to. But even still, when somebody's already sold on a specific brand of product and they've got no reason to want to change, your product has to be so unique to convince them to try it. So not only did we give them the option to try the product for literally free, and then they could just pay the balance if they liked the goggles, and if they didn't like them, they just sent them back to us. But what we also did was we found people who were very much like me. They had a small mountain bike audience, a small core mountain bike audience of people who were very connected to said person of influence. So, you could call these influencers. So we found mountain bikers who also had YouTube channels and small Instagram followings, and we just gave the product away from them and asked them to test it for us. And they all made content for us off their own back and started sharing our goggles with their brand. And what this did was mind-blowing, because instead of us having to shout and convince people to buy our product, people were doing it for us. And it's much more convincing having somebody else shout about your brand than you having to convince somebody else to buy it. It's like a no-brainer, because the trust is already there. If somebody already has trust with somebody, like another person, and they say, hey, come and check this out, I've just found this new product, I think you'll love it, go and check it out. That's like an instant, there's like an icebreaker, and there's no barriers or anything. Whereas obviously I'm going to be biased and say they're the best goggles in the world because it's my brand, or our brand. So it's harder for people to see, like, oh, is he telling the truth, or is he just trying to get me to buy his product? But what we did was, to create a magnetic brand, was get other people to sell the product for us. And I think this is a beat, or a play that a lot of people are missing out on. So they start a brand and they simply are just pushing and pushing and pushing, whether it's paid advertising or organic social media stuff and content. Look for people who are in your audience who can do the selling for you, who have a small audience of people. And when I say small, I've actually found that the smaller audiences, in mountain biking anyway, the smaller audience of people have a much better connection with a key person of influence versus somebody who has 1 million followers. Because it's hard to relate to someone with 1 million followers. Whereas somebody with 10,000, 20,000 followers feels much closer to a subscriber or a follower. So therefore there's going to be more trust with that person. So now my focus is to double down on what's working. And I've asked myself, and we as a team have asked ourselves, well, how do we find more people like our top influencers? So there's 20 or 30 people who are in our partner program now, and they can make commissions on every sale they make through their unique affiliate link. But we're now just trying to focus on finding people exactly like our top influencers and our top affiliate marketers, because why wouldn't we? They literally make the content for us. They do the selling for us, all organically. Don't have to be too pushy or anything. And off that, people start following us. They start learning more about us. And then our brand grows and grows and grows to the point now where we're selling globally, which is amazing. And don't get me wrong, our brand is still very small. But we've got plans to expand out of just goggles and start making glasses, merch, so clothing. There's all sorts going on. And this is just all started from this core audience of people. So that's kind of my biggest takeaway from this video. If you are starting or have started a brand, don't miss this key move of getting influencers involved with what you're doing, because they essentially will be little salespeople doing the work for you. So you can go and focus on the bigger picture tasks of driving the boat of your business or brand. If this is useful for you, let me know in the comments. If you've got any questions also, and there's a link in the description to an explainer video how me and my business partner Peter are currently working with people who want to start or scale their brand in 2025 and beyond. YouTube's also going to recommend some videos up here which you should go and check out too. And I will see you in the next video.